Hi, Baldwin. I just wanted to make a quick recording to talk about your performance this last round. Okay, not terribly too much to go over, but I did want to give you some feedback on just a few things. So obviously you had a good round. All right, as you secured $10 million in profits, your cumulative profit is looking good. Actually, just based upon cumulative profit, you are in second place. All right, so let's take a look at Capstone Courier. Okay, so posting some good numbers, healthy level of sales, or sorry, healthy profit on a moderate level of sales. So very good. Even though some teams like Erie might be outscoring you, okay, you're actually running your operations more efficient than they are. So good job there. All right, couple of things that I wanted to highlight. Very good across the board. Okay, in terms of forecasting, you did have some stock out issues, but right now that is totally fine, given the fact that most companies are carrying some level of inventory. The only thing I would watch out for is the traditional segment is really being targeted by a lot of people. The traditional segment right now is basically a bloodbath. Actually, if we take a look at it, it has the most amount of products, and not really one person coming out to be the dominant leader here. So cake, baker, and then days actually being the top products. But honestly, you're kind of neck and neck with regards to sales. All right, good investments in promotion. All right, accessibility is competitive. Okay, just watch out for this next round. Okay, make sure that you are making some decisions, okay, in order to maintain your competitive position in this round here, because okay, I could easily see this product getting passed up in sales, okay, by days or cake, okay, as they make some strategic shifts. All right, here, let me pull up the debrief. All right, so we'll go to rubric debrief. So this debrief is essentially it's an analytical tool that the game automatically generates for me, so I can quickly go in and take a look at companies, find out pain points, what's going right, what's going wrong, and then help make suggestions accordingly. So I want to show you this here. Actually, I'm going to scroll down to Baldwin, you guys. All right, and I'm going to go down to the company overall rubric. All right. So in this overall rubric, you are scored on a scale from 0 to 3. So 0 being trouble, 3 being excellent. All right, and because of your profitability, all right, you are scoring pretty well in all of your profitability metrics. All right, your stock price is climbing. Okay, but your debt is well managed. You have a fairly decent bond rating. Okay, leverage, obviously, accounts receivable, accounts payable, all that. The only thing that's driving this down is inventory reserves here. Now, this is only because that you're carrying 1.2 million units of inventory in the traditional segment. Okay, that's it. All right, overall accessibility is a problem. Okay, you have a lot of customers that are out there telling you that they want your product, but they have nowhere to get it. They're aware of it, they know it exists, but they're going to some certain sales channels, and they can't find it. Okay, so something to look into. All right, so a couple things that I also want to take a look at here. All right, so this is your portfolio of 5 different products. Now, they're also scored on the key success factors, or the key performance indicators, or whatever you would want to call them. The key factor, the primary purchasing factors of a particular product here. So in this case, we have purchasing. Positioning. So this is the size and performance of a particular component. Now, the farther away it is from ideal, okay, i.e., the farther away it is from what your customers are telling they want, the lower score it is. All right, so let's look at Bold and Buddy in the performance and the size segment. All right, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to log into your team. Go into the decisions. All right, I'm going to launch the spreadsheet here. I'm going to take a look at, and I haven't looked at your R&D screen yet, so, okay, so it looks like, Buddy, you're making an incremental improvement that's going to be coming online next round, right? Yeah, just right at the very beginning of the year, okay? So that'll improve sales somewhat. It's still going to be not as competitive as other products, all right? Because in the performance category, or the size category down here, this is what your customers want. They want components of this size, okay, but you're going to be right here. Same thing with Bold up here in the performance segment. They want products of this size, and then you're going to be out here. So a long-term strategy for you is to think about, okay, what are we going to do with these two products? All right, you have the resources to play a broad strategy if you want to concentrate on multiple segments, okay? Especially in this segment down here where there's not a lot of competition, okay? There's not a lot of competition up here either, all right? So just focus on what sort of targeted investments you want to make. Okay? Do your portfolio analysis, find out what the areas of great opportunity are, and then make your decisions accordingly. Okay? Also with bid, it looks like you're letting bid kind of drift off into the traditional segment. You might I think you're letting Baker drift off into the low end segment. Yeah, all fantastic strategies, really, really good stuff. Okay, so no complaints there. You just have to kind of time when you want to get rid of bead and kill it off. Okay. So yeah, really, those were the only kind of pain points here with these two products in the performance and the size segment. And then obviously, so bid scores are going to go lower, all right, until it drifts into the traditional segment. Okay, and then Baker's scores are going to continue to get lower until it starts to become very, very targeted towards the low end segment here. Okay. Other things that you want to look out for is control your stockouts. All right, you are leaving. It's not much, but you are leaving some demand on the table here. In fact, let's go to reports. All right, and for instance, let's go to the low end segment and take a look at the report here. So you're not leaving much demand on the table, okay, but you are leaving some. So, and this is going to change, obviously, so don't overcorrect, okay? All right. Oops, let me pull this back up here. Okay, couple of other things. So I mentioned accessibility. Plant utilization could potentially be an issue in the future. All right, so you might want to think about doing something with the efficiency of your production plants. All right, so they're not being used to their fullest extent, okay, especially in your tertiary markets, so in the size and performance categories. So you might think about maybe selling off some capacity or something like that in order to get your plant utilization up. All right, so you can see here plant utilization, boom, 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 across the board. Okay, especially for Buddy and Bold. Okay, bid. Okay, sure, this one's going to be kind of difficult to forecast because if bid is going to go into the traditional segment, okay, you might want to hang out of some capacity and wait for that. All right, another thing. So you're doing really well with automation, investments in automation, so no complaints there, okay, across these two products. Again, developing an equilibrium, between automation and R&D for these peripheral products here. So this is really what if I was a strategic manager, I would want to be focusing on this, because right now these two products are just kind of in our peripheral. So do we invest in them and shore them up, or do we do something else? Okay, so potential option could be, so for Bold, if you want to continue to compete in this category, instead of spending the R&D cash to bring this further up, you could just kill it off and introduce a new product into this segment. Or you could reposition this down into the traditional segment. But again, that's just going to be adding more competition to that particular segment there. Okay, other than that, your pro formas look really good. You're managing your debt really well. You have a really good cash position. So overall, you are in good shape. Okay, the other thing or the last thing that I wanted to bring your attention to, okay, is here. Okay, so this round you're going to have access to TQM function. Okay, this is total quality management. All right. You can invest in a variety of different process management initiatives. This is not an operations management class, so I won't go into into detail. But feel free to read about the manual talks to you about exactly what each of these things mean here. But this gives you what you really need to know. All right. So quality function deployment effort reduces R&D cycle time. All right, so if your strategy is really focused on R&D, okay, then that would be something to invest in. Okay, this would be, for example, quality initiative training would reduce labor costs, okay, stuff like that. And be careful, don't overdo this. All right, some people invest $30 million or something like that and go into the red because they put they put way too much into TQM. Ooh. But don't underdo it as well. Now, so with just only 2 million going into CQM, you can see that it's not a big effect. Okay, it's not a huge effect here. Okay, but right, we can see what if we invested in like 4 million in CPI systems here. Okay, you can see it still stays the same. All right, so what this means is that there's a certain limit to the return that you get for investments in TQM, right? But they are cumulative, okay? Meaning that each game round, the more you invest, okay, you're going to start to get bigger and bigger and bigger gains. Let's see if we put some just-in-time here. Do some just-in-time inventory. Okay, so look at this, $2 million in just-in-time inventory. All right, we're going to get 6.2, best case, a 6.2% reduction in admin costs. So each round, this will go up until the last round. And I think there's a ceiling on it. I think you can get up to 18% or 20% or something like that. But if you invest aggressively into TQM, you could develop a competitive advantage in these areas, all right, which a lot of your competitors, given their current cash positions, are not going to be able to match. So this could be a potential area of competitive advantage for you through investment. Other than that, I think you're doing a fantastic job, and keep up the good work. All right, thank you.